You know that feeling when someone says, "Let's hang out this weekend," and your entire body just exhales in disappointment? Friday night, everyone's posting party pictures, and you're home by 9 p.m., feeling guilty but also secretly relieved. You tell yourself you should want to go out more, that something must be wrong with you, that you're missing out on life. If any of that sounds familiar, keep watching. Because science has finally explained why your brain operates this way. And it's not what society led you to believe. In fact, what they labeled your weakness might actually be the very thing that's been protecting you all along. Growing up, you probably heard all of it. You're too quiet. Why don't you have more friends? You need to put yourself out there. Society has this script that being social is healthy. That wanting to be alone means something's broken inside you. That if you're not constantly surrounded by people, you're living life wrong. And maybe you believed it. Maybe you spent years trying to fix yourself, forcing yourself to say yes, feeling completely exhausted, pretending to be someone you're not. But here's what nobody ever told you. What if everything you've been taught about being alone is completely backwards? What if the way you're wired isn't a flaw, but a feature? Let's talk about what's genuinely happening inside your brain. Dr. Elaine Aron, a research psychologist, spent over 2 decades studying people just like you. She discovered something called sensory processing sensitivity. Here's what that actually means in plain English. Your brain processes everything at a deeper level. Sounds, emotions, social cues. While other people's brains skim the surface, yours dives all the way down. You notice things others overlook. You feel things others never register. And that requires enormous energy. Think of it this way. If most people's brains are running 1 browser tab, yours is running 20. No wonder you need time alone just to close a few of them. This isn't a disorder. It's not something that needs fixing. About 15 to 20% of the population carries this trait. And here's the truly fascinating part. It's not a modern glitch. It's an ancient feature. Evolutionary biologists have found this trait across more than 100 species, from fruit flies all the way to primates. Why would nature keep selecting for it? Because every tribe required 2 types of people. The warriors who charged forward, and the observers who spotted danger before anyone else did. Your ancestors who preferred solitude, they were the ones who heard the predator approaching. They were the ones who thought twice before eating the unfamiliar berry. They survived, not despite being different, but precisely because of it. So when you feel the urge to step back, to observe, to recharge in solitude, you're not being antisocial. You're running software that kept your ancestors alive for thousands of years. And throughout history, some of the greatest minds operated with that same software. Susan Cain, whose TED Talk on introversion has been viewed over 40 million times. Nikola Tesla, who invented the future from within complete solitude. J.K. Rowling, who built an entire wizarding world from the corner of a quiet cafe. These minds didn't succeed despite needing alone time. They succeeded directly because of it. Their brains were wired exactly the way yours is, processing deeper, requiring space to create. And so can yours. But before you assume this is all good news, I want to be straightforward with you. Not all solitude is created equal. There's a real difference between choosing to be alone and hiding from life. Healthy solitude feels like recharge.
You come back feeling clearer, calmer, more like yourself. You're moving towards something, creativity, peace, deep thinking. Unhealthy isolation feels like escaping. You're avoiding people not because you don't need them, but because you're afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of being truly seen. The alone time doesn't restore you. It numbs you. So here's the honest question you need to sit with. When you close that door, are you recharging your battery, or are you running from something? Only you know the real answer, and that answer might have roots far deeper than you realize. Maybe this started much earlier than you remember. Maybe you were the kid who preferred one close best friend over crowded birthday parties, the one who disappeared into books while everyone else ran outside. The teachers wrote quiet on every single report card. Maybe home felt far safer than the playground. Maybe your imagination was better company than the surrounding chaos. And maybe you learned early on that the world was simply a lot. Too loud, too much, too fast. So you built a sanctuary inside yourself. Not because something was wrong with you, but because something was right. You were learning, before you even had words for it, how to protect your energy, how to survive in a world that wasn't designed for minds like yours. That kid is still in there, and they knew something important all along. So let's bring this all together. Your brain processes the world at a deeper level. That's science. Your ancestors survived because of this very trait. That's evolution. And you've been practicing solitude since childhood. That's your own story. You're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not missing out. You simply have a different kind of battery. Think of it this way. Extroverts are solar panels. They recharge by being around people. The more, the better. But you have a finite battery. Social situations drain it more quickly, and you need quiet time to plug back in. Neither type is superior. They're just different operating systems. In Japan, there's actually a concept for this: the art of being alone. It's not viewed as sad or strange. It's genuinely respected. People dine alone, travel alone, enjoy their own company without any trace of shame. Maybe it's time we started learning from that. So here's your permission slip. Not that you ever needed one, but just in case. It's okay to leave the party early. It's okay to need a full day to recover from heavy socializing. It's okay to choose a quiet evening over a packed, noisy room. Your solitude isn't something to apologize for. It's something worth protecting. So the next time someone asks why you'd rather stay home, you'll know exactly what to say. It's not that you're antisocial. Your brain simply processes the world more deeply, and that demands energy. It's not that something is wrong with you. You're carrying a trait that kept your ancestors alive for thousands of years. It's not that you need to be fixed. You've been this way since childhood, learning to protect your energy long before you had any words for it. You're not broken. You're just running a different operating system. And now you finally have the language to explain it to yourself and to anyone else who simply doesn't understand. If this video helped you see yourself in a different light, consider subscribing. I create content about the psychology of why we are the way we are and how to work with it rather than against it. Drop a comment below. When did you first realize you needed alone time to truly feel like yourself? That feeling when Friday night arrives and you're already home by 9 p.m.? That's not something to feel guilty about. That's your superpower recharging.